Come on, everybody. Here we go. Off to Weberland.
Hi, friends. Welcome to episode 2 of our podcast. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Ryan.
You are Ryan.
That's me.
We are Adventures in Weberland. Mm-hmm. And I first want to start with saying thank you to everybody. This is really cool. And like the response we're getting is fantastic. I'm blown away.
Yeah, me too.
So thank you for listening, whether you're streaming us, you're downloading the episode, you're watching us on YouTube, wherever you're hearing the podcast. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. And even the interaction we're getting on social media is really cool.
Oh yeah. It's been really exciting just to see the reaction to everybody and and a lot of Disney lovers out there.
Yeah. So. It's a lot of fun. So we actually are, I guess now we're 3 weeks. We've been home for 3 weeks from our trip. So we took like a spontaneous trip and we went down there with the kids it was less than a week. It was like, 5 days? 6 days? Okay, maybe it was like 5 or 6 days. It was almost a week.
Yeah, it was a short trip.
Yeah, it was a short trip. We stayed at Grand Destino Tower at Coronado Springs, which we have once before, but just the two of us.
Yep.
So it was a little different this time around. Mm-hmm. But I won't get into too many details. But my point is that our first video or first vlog from that trip is now up on our YouTube page. So if you go to Adventures in Weberland on YouTube, you can see the beginning, probably the travel day, right?
Yep. Yeah. Our plan is to post those vlogs on Fridays.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So we're still trying to figure out, we're not still trying to figure it out. We figured it out, but we were trying to figure out, if we drop the podcast every Tuesday, where would our vlogs fit in? And yeah, that sounds about right. Fridays.
Yeah. And then on the weekend, we're going to put like 1 or 2 shorts up just for fun on the weekends. Saturday shorts, we used to call it. But now we're just kind of, little videos here and there that we have that don't really fit into the vlogs. So, or anywhere else except for like a little short. So look out for those, and then our vlogs Friday, and then the podcast on Tuesdays.
Right.
So.
And it gives us time to edit everything between the audio and the video. And Ryan's really good at editing all of the videos that we do for our vlogs and up on our YouTube page. So shout out to you for knowing how to do that.
And shout out to you for, if you listen to the intro to this podcast, that's you. That says...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on, everybody. Here we go. That's you. And Jagger.
I did not want to give that away, but thank you for doing that anyway.
And Jagger.
So here we are with that. Okay.
But yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. I thought it was fantastic. It sounds like the movie. I was so impressed when I heard it. Yeah. And Jagger says the line at the end. So, any inside information you're looking for here.
I actually, that's not an original thing. I got that idea from my friend Edgar, who I was on his radio show in New York City years ago. Yeah. But he used, I don't think at the time it wasn't his daughter who did it. I think it might have been his goddaughter who did like part of the intro and said his name, and it was so cute. And so that's not an original idea. I totally got that. Thank you, E. I know you're listening.
He's great.
So thank you for that idea. But that's where I got it from. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Well,
it's great. I love the intro, and then you hear my band Crash Romeo in there too. So I'll have like a little part where I'm playing the drums in the song, and you're doing that, and Jagger's there, and Bowie can't talk yet, so but she'll be involved soon.
Wait, let's talk about that for a second, because she kind of said her first words.
Yeah, she
got a dada out. She got a mama, but it was more like a mama. So we got the sound.
She said that first, though, mama.
Oh.
She said Baba.
She says Baba a lot.
And then she kind of said Dada, but more Mama is very clear. I think
that's
her first
I'm so
word.
Happy about that. But again, it's more like the mama sound. Like I'm waiting for her to look at me and go, Mama. Like I know she's not there yet. Because Jagger's first words were Dada. Definitely Dada.
Oh, definitely.
For sure. So Yes, look out for our vlogs from our latest trip. We will be back down in Walt Disney World in July for the kids' birthdays. Jagger will be 3 in June, and Bowie will turn 1 in July.
Wow.
Like, what?
Time is flying by.
I just had her. That's crazy.
I know. When we started the vlogs on YouTube, we had no children.
We had no children. That's right. That's right. I know. Oh, that's right. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, you can start from the beginning, too, if you go to our YouTube page at Adventures in Weberland.
Ryan wants you to watch our videos.
Yeah. Well, there's over 200 of them so far, and you can watch our first video, technical vlog is us driving with our friends to Disney World. And
well, our first Disney vlog. Yeah, we actually went to Hershey Park in Pennsylvania, in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Yeah. We did that first. That's kind of like a test, but it was also, so it was 2020. It was July of 2020, and we went for 4th of July. We went to Hershey Park, and we figured, let's vlog it so we could kind of get a sense of like how it all works, because we were doing it from our home because, well, nobody was leaving the house at that point. So we were doing a bunch of videos from home. We didn't really have a trip and vlog our trip. So that was more of a test. And then that October, so October of 2020, we went with the same friends.
Yeah.
We went down to Disney World for Halloween. And that's when that was our first trip that we vlogged.
Yeah.
Was that trip. So, you know, we actually skimmed it the other day, that trip, and wow.
Yeah.
So different. Just because of everything that was going on at that time, and there wasn't a lot of people.
Yeah.
It was very, very different. So anyway, you can go to our we're
get to know us
track here. Yeah. You can head to our YouTube channel. We got all kinds of fun different videos, and it's not just Disney, but mostly Disney, as I've said.
Disney World.
So yes, Disney World. This episode is an interesting one because actually I got the idea from our friend. So one of my coworkers, he's a friend of mine. His name is Dan. Him and his wife Amy and their kids just took their spontaneous trip down to Disney World, and they posted a picture of something that we have never done before, and I'm shocked that we've never done it because it's such a popular thing down there, and I feel like a lot of people do it, but I don't know if we can do it. So I'm just going to say what it is. They went to Beaches and Cream at Beach Club. I almost said Boardwalk. It's not a Boardwalk, it's at Beach Club. And they had the kitchen sink. Now, if you don't know what the kitchen sink is, Beaches and Cream is like a diner-esque type of restaurant. Yeah. And the kitchen sink is an option on the dessert menu. And it's literally, well, I guess it's not a sink anymore. Is it still a sink? No, I think it's a bowl. I think it's a bowl. And it is like everything you could possibly think of. It's like, I want to say, I don't know exactly the number. Maybe I should have looked that up.
It's like 16 scoops?
No, it's more than that.
Really?
It's either, I want to say for some reason, 23 or 32, but it may be 23 different scoops of ice cream.
Wow.
All toppings you can think of, and a whole can of whipped cream. And everyone goes, a whole can.
Yeah,
so,
we've eaten there before, and I always said I wanted to do it, but I can't do it alone. There's no way.
No, we can't do it just the two of us. There's no way. Speaking of no way, get the No Way Jose if you like chocolate and peanut butter. That's my favorite.
That is very good.
Yes, but that is something so popular in Disney World that we have never done. So it got me thinking, what are other things? What are other popular Disney things to do in Disney World that you've never done before?
It's a great question.
So we threw the question out on our Instagram and on our Facebook, and we got great responses. We are going to read a few because there were a couple interesting ones. But I figured we would kind of go back and forth. Or do you want to read one from Facebook now first?
Yeah.
Okay, do that one first.
The one from Facebook was Mark from Facebook, and he said that the one thing he wanted to do was stay at the Grand Floridian.
Oh, if you ever get the opportunity to do that, do it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Yes, when I read this, I was like, oh, it's my favorite part.
But you know what? it took a while for us to stay there too. It's not cheap.
No, that's the thing. It took years, and only one night we could afford really, and it was a special thing that we were able to get. But
it was our baby moon.
Yeah, but I'm saying like even the price of it was not a normal price. Like if you rent DVC points, there's usually or annual pass discount, whatever it was. I forget. I don't remember. But yeah, it's a great answer. It
is. No, I totally understand that. And so the Grand Floridian's part of the deluxe resorts. It's probably the most expensive resort now that I think about it, unless it's the Riviera. But I think it might be the Grand Floridian. The reason why we stayed there was because we were able to rent DVC points. That's our way of staying at deluxe resorts. I'll be honest, we could not afford it if it was through Disney themselves. No. It is very, very, very expensive. So there are people who own DVC or Disney Vacation Club points that maybe they're not able to use them in their use year, or they're not able to carry them over. They're going to expire, anything like that. And they rent them out, basically. So you pay them, and they'll put their points under your name, and that's your reservation. That's what works for us. And I think I mentioned this once before, but we will do a podcast on that. A lot of people ask us, how do you go about that? How do you do it? And, there's a million different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
There's one or two ways that we do it. So we will share that. That'll be a podcast episode for sure.
Well, you plan our trip, so you're the expert. I'm kind of like along for the ride. But I'm starting to learn a little more. But you really plan our trip great. You do a great job, and what I liked about the Grand Floridian the best, I'm gonna say it, Floridian. I'm gonna say that word, is that it's quiet.
It was quiet when we
were there. But so maybe, it depends on when you stay there. They're still doing construction and fixing some rooms up and stuff. But it was still quiet. And I guess the best thing that people like about it is that it's so close. Literally, you can walk to Magic Kingdom or take a 2-minute monorail.
Right. So. Yeah, I don't know, is the walkway open? I know they closed it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They made this great walkway. I'm kind of confused why it's always closed.
That's true. The monorail loop, that's what they call it, the monorail loop. It's the Contemporary, the Polynesian, and the Grand Floridian. And it's just so convenient if you like going to Magic Kingdom or even Epcot, because you can take the monorail to Epcot as well. You do transfer at TTC. But it's so convenient. When we go in July, we're staying at the Polynesian for reasons, it's my favorite resort, but we love that resort so much. But also, we have a double stroller. We have 2 kids still in a stroller, and you don't have to fold the double stroller up on the monorail. You do have to fold a double stroller up on the Skyliner. If you have a single stroller, you can wheel that right onto the Skyliner.
Yeah.
So that kind of, I don't want to say it took away from our trip in December because we stayed at Art of Animation. It didn't take away from it, but it was tough, especially with Bowie. She was only 4 months old. I had her in the carrier. She was sitting up but not sitting up, neck control, and it was tough. It was tough to do. So we said, let's stay on the monorail loop. We're in Magic Kingdom more than we're in any other park.
It's true.
So that's something to take into consideration, when you're planning your trip.
Yeah, I think, we didn't film a lot on that trip either because it was a little getting used to. But this trip that we just took, we filmed a lot. And we had the balance worked a lot better. We knew how to navigate the double stroller. We knew where we could and couldn't go with it. It does fit in most places, though, the stroller. So
it does.
But the Grand Floridian is just very large and easy to walk with the path ways. And I feel like there's a lot of everywhere you go in Disney, people are willing to help you out, like that the cast members. But I feel like there's some extra care there.
Yeah. There's great food.
Yeah.
They have the Gasparillas is there, and then they have the Grand Floridian Cafe, and they're opening up the 1900 Park Fair. Is that what it's called? Yeah. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. They're reopening that with different characters. Yeah. So Mirabelle's going to be there. Oh. I want to say Tiana. I don't think she was there before. We've never ate there, so that's
Well, they redid the lobby too, right?
Yes.
And then like, I don't know, I love that lobby. It's great. There's just a lot of great things about it. You feel like you're on vacation.
Yeah.
But I like everything from All Stars to Grand Floridian, so it's hard to decide. But every
resort has something special, I guess, if you will. Again, value, moderate, deluxe resorts. There's pros and cons to all of them, and we have a goal of staying at every single Disney World resort.
I think that's a great answer, though. What Mark was saying.
Well, what's something that we haven't done or you haven't done that's so popular in Disney World?
Well, I won't do this ever, but ride that big giant balloon, air balloon at Disney Springs.
Oh, you will never. You don't like heights.
But I see that thing going up and down every time we're there. It's very popular, but I will never jump. I would never in my life go on that thing.
What is it called? Does it have it has to have a name.
I'm not really sure.
I just know the hot air balloon in Disney Springs. I don't know the actual
Especially
name.
like there's wind all the time, and I've seen in videos that people get stuck up there sometimes, and it's just very frightening. But people love it. Like they love going on that thing, and
they do.
I don't. Yeah. So it's I think that's something that's very popular that we haven't done.
That's
for
fair.
Sure.
That's fair.
What about you?
So I have a few, but one that comes to mind, and one thing I've always said I want to do, but then I feel like I'm lazy when I do it. And I'm not calling anybody lazy that does this. I feel like I would be lazy, but I have never, or we have never taken the friendship boat inside World Showcase. So there is a boat. Yeah, right? Yeah. It's inside World Showcase that takes you from like one pavilion across the water to the next. So you don't have to walk all the way around World Showcase. I want to say it's around Canada.
I think so.
And then there's one in Morocco, I think. And then Germany. Did I get that right? Oh, I'm sorry if I didn't. Maybe I should look this up.
I think it's Italy. But
close enough.
They recently closed one of the docks so they can refurbish it, and then they opened one that hasn't been open in years, apparently. So I saw that I saw that somewhere. But that is something in Epcot that I always wanted to do because I am lazy. So that is definitely popular, and it's popular, and I think we should definitely do it, especially with the kids. They like the boat rides and stuff. And, if you want to jump across,
right,
it's a great option to have. And the I don't know. I have another. We'll get to it next, but my popular one also I have in Epcot. That we.
You could say it. I'm still looking this up right now, but I can't find it, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure.
Isn't it called the Friendship Boat? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the pavilions. I wasn't sure of.
Oh, is this
I'm not part really of what you're saying too?
No. I'm saying it has to do with the water. my other one that I think is very, very popular that we haven't done is watch the fireworks at Epcot.
Oh, that is so
None
true.
of them. We haven't seen it. We never have seen it.
We haven't together.
Oh,
I did.
You have?
I did like years ago.
Okay.
But when I say years ago, I mean like years. Like I think I was a teenager. Yes, I've seen. I don't remember the show at that because Epcot Forever is. I don't remember what the show. I mean, we're talking. I'm old. This is not. It was a very, very long. I think it was before. We've been together for almost 17 years, and it was before I met you. So it was that long ago.
I've never seen one show there. I've seen videos and that kind of thing, but it's very popular. The people gather around to see that show. People love their shows, which one. But we obviously love Happily Ever After. We've seen that 100 times, but never in person. Seen that, but it's a very popular thing to do and go around World Showcase. So it kind of goes with your friendship boat. Maybe we should go on the boat and watch the fireworks if we're able to at the same time.
No, you definitely cannot do that. No. That's interesting. I never really thought about that because we're always so focused on seeing Happily Ever After or whatever the Magic Kingdom night show is. Have we seen, I would like stop mid-sentence because I was thinking, I feel like we saw the Hollywood Studios night show when they had like that Star Wars thing going on. Did I make that up?
I think we did once.
We did, right? Yeah.
But it was like an accident. We weren't planning to be there, but I think on the
Chinese
Theater, yeah.
Right? We did see something. Okay, so Epcot and the Animal Kingdom one that they used to have, we never saw that either. No.
Yeah,
interesting.
We always went to Happily Ever After. Yeah. So we said we don't have to see that. I think the fireworks were about to start one time, and we were like, we got to get out of here
before the crowd.
Yeah, and so we never even. Like us. So, because I think funny. There was one point where we almost saw them Epcot 40th maybe that night, but we didn't.
Well,
because it was so crowded.
Well, we also had Jagger, and I'm still very strict with.
It was dark though when we left, but I think it was right before the fireworks started. We left.
Yes,
and that's another thing. When you have kids, you can't stay sometimes and see those things. But it's very popular. People gather around the whole World Showcase and they see it. So I think that's a good one. Do we have any more online?
Because we're talking about Star Wars, I figured I would just kind of. Well, we really weren't talking about Star Wars, but we mentioned it.
Yeah.
So Chris on Instagram said. Galaxy's Edge. She's never been to Galaxy's Edge. And I know Chris, and I know Chris has been to Disney World.
Yeah.
But yeah, they missed out on they missed out on Galaxy's Edge. And I get it because you don't have to be a Star Wars fan to go to Galaxy's Edge. It is so cool.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome. But I feel like if you are a Star Wars fan, you're more intrigued, and if you're not, it's something. Because listen, when you go to Disney World, you're not going to do everything in one trip. You just can't. No. So that being said, if you don't go as often, that might be something that, you skip.
Yeah.
Because, you're not that interested.
Yeah, there are tons of Star Wars fans everywhere, but there are people that don't like it. And for a while, I actually never really liked it. But I started getting back into it maybe when the fourth movie came out, and I started seeing it in the movie theater, and then you got really interested in it, and we watched the new ones.
Yeah.
So
I got super into it. Yeah.
Jagger loves Baby Yoda and Darth Vader and Kylo Ren and all the bad guys, of course. But yeah, so we like it, so we have to go there almost and see the stormtroopers and Kylo Ren or whatever. So maybe their family isn't that big of a Star Wars fan, but it is a hugely popular place to go in Disney. Yeah. The hotel is not though.
That closed.
But I think they're going to do something great with it. I do.
I hope so, because that was a waste if not. But my recommendation is, even if you're not a fan and you have no interest of even, hanging out in Galaxy's Edge, if you're in Hollywood Studios, just at least walk through it.
Yeah.
So if you're in Toy Story Land, you can walk through one side and you will come out, you'll go through Galaxy's Edge and you'll come out where Muppets is.
Yeah.
So just walk through it, even just to go see the Millennium Falcon, even if you don't want to do that. Just walk through just to get to the other side of Hollywood Studios, and I promise you are going to love it, whether you're a fan or not.
I noticed, though, that it's hard to see the Millennium Falcon because you can walk right by through Galaxy's Edge. If you don't hang that right or whatever to go around, you miss that.
Yes.
You miss it.
Yes.
So you have to make sure you cover it all, because that is one of the coolest things ever to see. The bar, the cantina is amazing, and DJ Rex is in there, who Paul Rubens voiced. So Pee Wee Herman, if anybody knows. But so that's a little inside. I know some stuff.
That's funny.
I know stuff like that. Useless information.
Sure.
But so you definitely try to see the Millennium Falcon, the cantina. And you get the feel of Star Wars the minute you walk in. So that's definitely a great one.
Yes. I'm going to actually mention another one from Instagram. Kylie on Instagram says she is still a Dole Whip virgin.
What?
What?
Oh my God.
No judgment. I get it.
What?
So I am not the biggest fan of Dole Whips. I'm not.
You're tasting something wrong. I don't think you're tasting the right thing.
I am. I get it. I understand. So Dole Whips you can get at in Magic Kingdom at I'm
I don't know what it's called.
That's what I was
It's
trying
the
to
Dole Whip
think.
place that's
The
next
Dole Whip
to
place.
the magic carpet.
You can get it in Magic Kingdom. You can also get it at the Polynesian. And then you can also get them at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
And Disney Springs actually offers the flight, the Dole Whip flight.
Yeah.
Which I believe changes by season, I think. I think certain times of the year they have different kinds of, flavors and options for your flight. So those are the 3 places you can get them in Disney World. So I get it.
I got it somewhere last week we went, but you weren't with me because I was with Jagger. I think it was at the El Mercado place. They had it.
Oh, El Mercado? Well, yeah. Okay,
Somebody had it.
Oh, so
I
other
forget.
places had. See, what do I know? I know nothing.
Wherever I was with him, you said, I said, they have Dole Whip, and I got it.
So at El Mercado.
It was El Mercado where the desserts are.
Okay.
They had the Dole Whip, coffee, like all
so
pastries.
So El Mercado is the quick service over at Coronado Springs, and they have really good food.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I got a pineapple and vanilla Dole Whip by Jagger.
See? So, okay. So those aren't the only places.
How can you not like Dole Whip? I don't know. I'm just...
Well, Kylie didn't say she says she's never had it. And I didn't say I didn't like it. I said I'm not a fan of it. It's not my first dessert choice.
It's fantastic. You gotta... Maybe you have to have it again to
understand.
See. But Kylie definitely needs to have it.
Yes.
Because that is something that's definitely popular. She's definitely missing out on.
Well, speaking of dessert, I'm going to throw one out there that we have never had. And every trip we say we're going to have it.
Yeah.
And this is a popular dessert in Magic Kingdom. The line is always very, very long. And I don't know if that's what kind of gets us not to get it or if it's just like, we like other things and we want to try other things. I don't know. But the fresh fruit waffle at Sleepy Hollow.
Ooh,
which has banana, strawberry, I want to say blueberries, and like Nutella.
Sounds so
in a
good.
waffle. And it's so popular. It's like
God.
the one dessert, there's many desserts, but one dessert that like everybody knows about. And the line is always super, super, super long at Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
We've never had it.
Well, we have to try it.
I know.
Well, it's good that we haven't done everything because we always...
Well, you can't.
Well,
You
that's what I'm
definitely
saying
can't.
because then we have something to look forward to next time.
Right.
And I think where it's located, it's always busy and we're always trying to get by there really quickly.
It is very busy.
So I think that's why we have never gotten it, but
Yeah.
we have to try to make it a priority.
By the way, side note, and there are always lots of side notes, so we kind of go off track all the time.
Yes.
But when you're in Magic Kingdom and you're looking at Sleepy Hollow, where you can get this delicious waffle that we've never had, if you are facing it, to the right of you is the castle. It's the side of the castle.
Yeah.
That is one of the best places. There's a couple, but one of the best places to take a picture with the castle behind you with nobody else in the picture. Right?
Yeah, I think
We've
so.
done that before.
I think
sometimes there's a photo pass photographer. Sometimes there is. Sometimes there's not. But you can ask anybody. They'll take a picture for you.
I think we did it before and Jagger was crying in the picture. So.
That's exactly. I wasn't going to say that, but that's exactly what happened.
By the way, I got to refill my mug.
Are you out?
If you're watching on YouTube, we have our refillable mugs, and you can refill it whatever you want at any resort. So
yeah, I busted out the 100 years, and you got
the
this is not
50th.
No, this isn't. Yes, it is the 50th.
Mine's the 50th. Yours the 100th.
How come they didn't? Okay, so I go 100 years of Disney, so that makes sense.
Disney
because
company.
I like how. Yeah, no, I get it. That was very confusing the way they did that because a lot of people got confused. But I was just gonna say because the 50th refillable mugs have the resort. Like I see the Riviera.
Yeah, Skyliner.
I see the Grand Floridian, Pop Century. There's has all of the icons for the parks, and the 100 just has the Fab Five dressed up in their 100 gear and Chippendale with just the castle in the background and Tinkerbell, and that's it. But now I get
Classy.
it because it's the company too. It's not just.
Do we have time for more?
Anyway, yes, I do have a couple more real quick.
All right.
So Laura on Instagram said she has never been to Be Our Guest restaurant in Magic Kingdom.
Very popular. Hard to get into.
It is a hard ADR to get, yes. I will say I enjoyed it more, and I don't know if this is if everyone will agree with me on this, but I enjoyed it more pre-pandemic because was it? Yes, pre-pandemic, because when they reopened, they made it a prefix menu.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed how lunch was a quick service inside. So you were able to get like sandwiches and like different food for lunch than you did for dinner. Now it's the same menu and it's prefixed and it's not cheap.
I liked it when we went back.
Well, I liked the food. I'm not saying I didn't like the food.
After the pandemic.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And I felt the beast walked around a lot more. Maybe just where we were too. We were not in that main room. We were off to the right.
We were in the library.
Yeah. Okay. I remember Jagger running around like crazy.
Yeah.
But
yes.
The food was good, and as long as you get the gray stuff.
Oh, it's delicious. It really is.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why people go there, and that's why it's popular. And so they have to try it.
Yes.
Who was it that said that?
That's Laura. Laura on Instagram.
Laura, try, be our guest, get a reservation. No.
Yeah. I do recommend it. I'm not saying I didn't like the food. I just enjoyed it better when lunch was a quick service option. Yeah, but the interior is so cool. Yeah. Like you literally walk into the castle.
It's really cool.
It's awesome. And then they have a west wing and they have the rose and it's dark in there. It's just so cool.
Yeah. I almost feel like it's what they wish they can make Cinderella's table. Like I never ate. Speaking of popular places, I never.
There you go.
Eaten at the Cinderella's round table, or what is it called? Cinderella's table. What is it called exactly? You know?
You're gonna make me look this up.
No, but it's
guys,
in the castle.
We're bad with names. We're very bad.
In the castle. Our friends got engaged in there. I heard. So it's popular place where people get engaged, and it's inside the castle. But I feel like they may be our guests. Like I feel like they wish they could have made
Cinderella's royal table.
Royal table. That's it. Cinderella's royal table. I wish they probably can't change what's in there too much. They're kind of limited with space, but Be Our Guest has all the space. So maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a little thing I thought of, but that they wish they could make it.
Like I get it.
But Be Our Guest is cool. Awesome. It's like 3 or 4 different rooms. They have those armored knights down the hallway. Yeah. So cool. So you're like immersed.
So we're gonna just to close this out. I have a few from Patty and Mike on Instagram. So these are actually very interesting. Okay. So they've never attended a holiday party or an after hours event. So you are going to get 2 different answers from Ryan and I. I say the first one you need to go to is Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And I'm sure Ryan is going to tell you
to go to the Halloween party.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I thought.
Boot to You parade, the best parade.
It's cool.
Festival really Fantasy is great. But for holiday parties, the Boot to You.
Yeah, I won't lie. It is really cool. I'm just such a big Christmas fan, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I love the Christmas party.
Oh yeah, they're both great.
Yeah.
So you're missing out, Patty and Mike. Go.
You gotta go.
To it
eventually.
It's very popular, but at the same time, it sells out. But at the same time, you can get tickets sometimes when you're there. They'll have some left over.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and at the same time, like it's busy, but you can go on all the rides and stuff. Like they limit it so that that's what's so great about it.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing. Like you're buying your ticket. Oh, okay. Actually, we should probably point this out. If you are buying your tickets, if you're buying your park tickets, that means you don't have an annual pass. When you purchase your party ticket, so whether you're going to the Halloween party or you're going to the Christmas party, it can actually get you in a few hours before the actual event starts.
Oh, yeah.
So the event will start at 7 p.m. You can actually get into the park at 4 p.m. So, I don't know, our recommendation, and we actually did this before. Did we do this before? Yes. Yeah. We did this with the Christmas party before we were annual pass holders. We did not buy a Magic Kingdom ticket that day. I don't think we bought a park ticket at all that day. No. And we just did like whatever, Disney Springs. And then at 4 p.m. went to Magic Kingdom.
And you're in.
Did what we wanted to do, right? So if you don't want to spend all day at the park, you just want to go to the party, don't buy a park ticket. Don't waste your money. Just buy the event ticket and go a couple hours earlier.
And like with Boot to You, we did it a spur of a moment thing for Jagger because he really loved it. And, we watched the parade. We did do some trick-or-treating and watch a parade, and then he just passed out and and slept all the way to the hotel. Didn't wake up once. So we did miss the fireworks, but it was worth it because that's what he really wanted to see. So, you can get them same day if you wanted.
Right.
So that's what's great.
And even you can still ask even if it says it's sold out because you just never know. The day we went was sold out, but we actually, it was during Hurricane Ian. So they had tickets available.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it was sold out. So one more thing from Patty and Mike on Instagram, and this is very interesting. This is a ride, attractions. They have never been on Soarin', and they have never been on Splash Mountain.
Whoa.
So Splash Mountain, unfortunately, does not exist in Disney World anymore, but Tiana's Bayou Adventure will be opening shortly, and it looks really cool, and they're showing the animatronics and all of that stuff. Splash Mountain does exist in Japan.
Yeah.
I think, I'm pretty sure.
I saw it in Japan.
Yeah, that still exists in Japan. So
I think it exists. Did it close in Disneyland?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's going to be the same thing, Tiana's.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Tiana's looks pretty cool from what we're seeing. So
Did it already close?
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. Oh, you have me questioning. As for Soarin', it's really cool. It's a cool ride. So, like, for instance, though, my dad, who gets motion sickness, did not like it.
Yeah. But I'm afraid of heights, and I liked it. So I was scared, like, maybe the first time a little bit, because I'm like, oh, my God, we're going to go up this thing, and we're going to be flying. But once you know, like, that you just kind of go up and look at a screen, I feel like that all goes away. Yeah. So now I love it, and I love the music, and I mean, Patty and Mike are missing out on that.
Boy, you just feel like everyone's missing out on everything. You're missing out on things too.
I am. I'm missing out on a lot of stuff. But Splash Mountain, yes, I think it was so popular. We were there the last day, and there were so many people that rode it over and over and over again. It was so cool to be there. It really was. And we actually didn't ride it because we had Jagger and the line was so long, but we were there to witness it. And we've been on it before. You got stuck on it once.
We got evacuated. I was on with my dad. Yeah. We got evacuated from the ride. Yeah.
I just don't like the drop because of the height thing, but it's still fun, and the drop is a little exciting. It's kind of a long ride. I always thought that was.
I'm pretty excited for Tiana's. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited to see it.
Yeah, they look good.
And I'm just curious as to what they're going to do with that area, but time will tell. When they get rid of Pecos Bills. Kristen's not going to be happy.
No, me either.
It is what it is. Maybe we'll get beignets instead.
Yeah. Don't get rid of the good food at Disney, definitely. But I think they have to go to Disney, and they have to do Soarin' and Splash Mountain. Maybe we take them with us, so we'll meet you down there.
Or Tiana's, because Splash Mountain doesn't exist.
Oh yeah. Well, it's still the same track.
Yeah.
So you still kind of get that same experience.
It's going to be a different ride, though.
Yeah.
Other than the track, it's going to be a different ride.
But Soarin' changed too because it went to California, but now it's back to the normal one. So we've never done.
It's gone back and forth.
Yeah, I would like to see California just to experience it, but we missed that in the midst of it all. But
we did.
Yeah, I mean, these are popular things to do, and you just can't. The thing is that there's thousands of things to do.
I know.
At Disney, and there's no way to just do them all.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be, especially popular ones, because they're the lines out the door.
Right.
That people have never done.
Right.
So sometimes we just walk by every time something really popular, and we never do it.
That's true. So. Well, then you save it for your next trip. We have a list. We write things down. You guys should do the same thing. But comment on this video, or if you want to send us a message on any of our social media platforms. If you're listening and not watching, you can do that as well. We would love to hear what other things that you've never done or things that you have on your list for your next trip. Yeah. Because again, you will never be able to do everything. There is just so much to do. So there's always something to look forward to when you go to Disney World.
Yeah. And, it's the most magical place on earth, right? That's what we say.
So thank you guys so much for listening. This was episode 2 already. Good
wow.
For us.
And we're keeping up with it.
We keep up with things.
Yeah.
It's just hard. We have 2 kids, it's hard to do things. So thank you again so much, whether you are listening on any type of streaming platform or you are watching this. Hello. I'm waving to you. Thank you guys so much, and I'll cue us out. We will talk to you on the next.
Wait, you're gonna do it?
Yeah, because you're not paying attention. You're waving at the camera. Go ahead.
Hi, camera. Bye, camera. We will see you on.
Nope.
Damn, I did it again.
I literally just said it.
I know, but they're seeing us and they're talking. And we're talking. Well, okay, I'll do it this time. We will see you and talk to you on the next Adventures in Weberland.
It's like a 10-minute outro. That's what this is right now. Bye, friends.
Bye-bye. Thank you.